I had this case where when I was headhunting, I wanted to poach this individual. And I said, this is the perfect job for you. Everything makes sense. And he said, no, I cannot. I will be disappointing my boss. We're in the middle of this project. I cannot give up this project. My teammates, I'll be letting them down. And I said that, look, your family, you're right now underpaid, okay, and overstressed, right? This job is going to put you in a better position. You can provide for your family more. And he said, no, my key stakeholders are my people around me. And he declined the job. And he got retrenched 6 months later. And, ultimately, you got to look after yourself. And I think, the key stakeholder is your family, your loved ones, and yourself. The 5 types of stakeholders that you will meet and how to influence them. That's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Adrian, and together with me is Yen, and together we are Career Agility International. This is Career Success with Adrian and Yen.
We've just repeated our names twice.
Yes, we did.
But we're doing it again. Happy Friday, guys, and welcome to another episode. We're going to talk about stakeholder management, which is such an enlightening topic.
Yeah.
So boring.
Stakeholder.
So boring.
We're going to talk about steaks, medium rare.
No, the reason why I think it's boring is because I think we touched on this quite a few times.
Yeah.
It's still a very important topic.
We've talked about managing up and managing
It's
the stakeholders,
important.
but today we're going to talk about how do you identify which stakeholders how do you even know who the stakeholders are? Okay, especially if you're in a new company, you just join.
Yeah.
And you got everyone wants you to think that they're your stakeholder.
Actually, today's topic is not about stakeholders, it's about influencing. It's about the art of influencing, which sounds so much more fun than stakeholder management.
Okay, that's true. And before you need to influence whoever it is,
You need to identify them.
Yes.
Yes. that's
And
good.
there are 5 groups of people that you need to identify, 5 groups of stakeholders. And we're going to share with you some of these, and you'll be surprised at number 5. It sounds so
Okay.
funny. Okay. Number 4 will shock you. Okay.
You can tell that, it's a Friday morning.
I've had too much coffee. Yes.
It's a
correct.
Friday morning.
Okay. So the first, obviously.
Yes, it's your leader.
Yeah, your leader, your direct
Yes, your
stakeholders.
boss, your direct boss. It's so important. I like to tell a lot of our clients that that your job is to make your boss look good. Your job is to ensure that you support your direct leader and the value chain above. So no surprises. Make sure that they're all informed. Make sure they're up to date. So that's really, really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After all, no, they sign a check, so you better make sure that
Do they now? I think they also decide on your ranking.
Yeah, everything else.
And your bonus.
Yeah. Remember the golden rule. The man with the goal makes the rule. Okay, so the bosses are there for a reason. And I'm not just talking about your boss, but your boss's boss. Those directly who are directly able to influence your career progression or to make your life nice or miserable.
And in that world, it gets a little bit more complicated because your direct leader might be influenced by your peers. So your colleagues matter
It's
as
a
well.
spider web of
Yeah,
intrigue.
I like to think about it like, some ancient Chinese emperor, and there's his stakeholders, and then there are all these eunuchs trying to
Yes.
influence and have whispers.
And the challenge is
Very
sometimes
Game of Thrones.
if you're not careful, you mistake these eunuchs as your direct. So we had this client who joined an organization. Okay, within the first month, he during the get to know other people in other department session, he met another department head who kept asking him for help. And telling him that I'm one of your key stakeholders, but his boss was not happy about it.
he didn't know.
He didn't know.
He stepped onto a minefield.
And his boss said, "Are you working for me or are you working for him?" I said,
Yeah.
"Because I don't like him."
Yeah.
So
and he didn't know that.
He didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, so sometimes, all the time, you need to be able to identify your direct boss, the person to whom you report directly.
Sometimes it can get complicated if you report to more than one.
Yeah.
Then in which case, please come reach out to us and we'll help
Especially
you
in
sort
a
it out.
matrix type system.
Yeah.
Now, the second group of people, besides the direct bosses, are your indirect bosses. The indirect people, not indirect bosses, indirect people who are also your key stakeholders. For instance,
We're not talking about your peers anymore. We're talking about external
External.
sources, vendors, customers.
Yeah,
Customers are very important.
yeah, your suppliers, your anyone else who could circle back to your bosses, your direct stakeholders and complain.
and put in a
good or bad word.
A good or bad word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we must be able to identify these indirect stakeholders. And the approach, how would you approach indirect stakeholders?
I think it's important, number one, to not make any assumptions and to ensure that you always produce a good output.
Quality of work.
Very, very clear on your KPIs and ensure that you've done your best so that even if you are in a situation where you are not aligned like to the customer wants a ridiculous number of requirements and your boss is saying like, no, we can't do that, and then you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. As long as both parties know that you've done your best, in that you've managed it professionally, I think that's really important. So again, meet your KPIs and ensure that people can say at the end of that interaction, he was just being professional. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Then after that, when all that's done, then you can go play other games.
It's true. Now, we've spoken about your stakeholders, the direct stakeholders, indirect stakeholders. What's the third group of stakeholders?
The stakeholders you're yet to be.
Yet to be.
It's like stakeholders to come.
Yeah.
So be careful about being overly insensitive to junior members, even vendors. Sometimes people can be very mean because you're the vendor, you're supplying to me, I'm your customer, and then they kind of like mean to them. And then one day this person comes along and he's your boss, or he's joined your organization in a capacity that could be quite detrimental to yours, and you were not nice to him. Then how?
No.
So we always say you want to be nice to everyone, but don't be a doormat, but you want to be professionally nice. Yeah.
So we're talking about future stakeholders.
Future stakeholders.
Individuals who may not figure so big on your radar right now, but who could be. For instance, you may have a junior who is on up and up because he's been identified as high potential, and you know that in 5 years' time he might be your boss, right?
Or some dark horse.
Or some dark horse.
Not just some bright young spark, right?
Or
never
your
know.
other department head, which you want to work for him in the next
I don't think it
cycle.
hurts to be professional.
I think
at all
it's
costs.
important to be professional all around, definitely.
So what's your definition of being professional?
Delivering what you promise.
Don't gossip.
Don't gossip, don't be an asshole. And I think
be transparent, be upfront, communicate well, be diplomatic.
Yes.
There's so many. We've covered an entire book chapter on this.
Basically,
you might want to just pick up our book.
Yeah, the great career paradox. Basically, don't be an ass, okay? Deliver, be competent, don't be an ass.
Yeah.
And our favorite saying, be careful of the toes you step on today because they could be connected to the
behinds you need to kiss tomorrow.
Yes, correct. And that's really important. Your future stakeholders, okay? And one of my important future stakeholder categories are bosses that you may want to work for in the future.
Yep.
So in others, if I've identified another division, that one's far up and growing, I want to be able to grow up and be like him, and I want to work for him, okay? Or want him as my sponsor. So the fourth group are what I call the invisible stakeholders.
Yeah.
We can't see you. You're not around.
You don't realize their relationships. And one of the things that I work with our clients on is to help them identify the current hierarchy, but also what the underlying power dynamics are. Because when you land a job, sometimes there's this individual who wanted your job, didn't get it.
Oh, drama.
For example. But if you don't know to look for them, then you don't realize it. And they could potentially be, a negative element without your knowledge, and you just stumble into
putting landmines on your
or build a spider web when you get caught in it or something. So these are invisible stakeholders. It's not so easy to spot them, but the point is to be aware so that you don't accidentally step on a mine and go
You
kaboom.
could be a power broker.
You could be, you don't know.
The kingmaker.
Or a player. And you got to learn to manage a player, because even if you don't enjoy the politics part of it, or you tell me you don't want to play the politics, so you need to be able to manage them.
Correct.
Or you need to learn how to stay away from such things.
One of the stories we often tell is, who's the most powerful person in the office?
The receptionist.
Receptionist.
The receptionist, the office manager, the boss's secretary.
They wield a lot of power because they know
a lot of influence.
Yeah, they know who's been where and what. They know they've got the dirt on everybody. So they are an invisible stakeholder which you need to manage.
They're actually very visible.
No, of course they're
frequently
visibly
dismissed.
No, they're visibly.
they're easily
Inerts.
easily dismissed. You know how
Yeah. But
the underestimated.
yes,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
So be nice to everybody. And I think one of the most important, the fifth stakeholder, which everyone tends to forget about, are your family members.
Hard to forget them when you live with them.
No, but when it comes to the big nexus of career decisions, you talk about when you're working.
You gotta put your family first
Yeah, but a lot
before
of
you
people
make a career
don't.
decision.
A lot of people don't. They go like, hey, should I accept this promotion or should? Classic example. I had this case where when I was headhunting, I wanted to poach this individual, and I said, "This is the perfect job for you. Everything makes sense." And he said, "No, I cannot. I will be disappointing my boss. We're in the middle of this project. I cannot give up this project. My teammates, I'll be letting them down." And I said that, look, your family, you're right now underpaid, okay, and overstressed, right? This job is going to put you in a better position. You can provide for your family more. And he said, no, my key stakeholders are my people around me. And he declined the job. And he got retrenched 6 months later. Yeah. And, ultimately, you got to look after yourself. And I think, the key stakeholder is your family, your loved ones.
Yourself.
And yourself.
Yeah, we know too many people who come to work when they're still sick.
Yes.
I mean, we appreciate the work ethic, but if you're really ill, I think it's important that you recover, because if your health is gone, there's no job.
And I like something you said the other day. Okay, are you burning yourself to keep other people warm?
Oh yes, yeah, a lot of people are so martyred. I don't get it.
They're self-immolating.
Yeah.
They're burning up, but not even for themselves, for the people around them.
Yeah.
And
who are happy to take whatever
whatever heat you can give,
whatever heat
your burner, you're burning. Yes, so they don't care. So
please look after your key stakeholders, your family. Yeah.
So when it comes to having a big career strategy, when you're playing that game of career chess, you need to be able to identify who are the ones closest to you, who you have to guard, who you have to take out as well.
Because I have a question. I'm just going to throw a little minefield out.
Yes.
Throw a little mine out.
Go for it.
What if you follow the wrong stakeholder? I'm just saying,
you play on the wrong horse,
basically. I'm just thinking, like, you have a boss, and the boss is actually a blocker. And we talked a lot about this because it's very Game of Thrones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? And that you might follow a leader who for now seems all right, and then later turns into
I've seen that happen before.
Something else.
Yeah.
And that's happened a lot as well. We know a lot of people do that. Anyway.
So the advice I give is this. In the office, no one's your friend.
My advice is to diversify. You want to, coaches like to use this language. Life coaches and executive coaches like to use this language. Build bridges. So you're supposed to build bridges, multiple connections. So you want more than one sponsor. You want to have, again, this is key to your survival as well, because you want to diversify. And if you're investing, diversify, because when this one stock drops, something else will keep you afloat.
Yeah,
it is.
Eggs in several baskets.
And you don't just eat one type of food. You eat multiple foods so that you spread your poisons.
But sometimes you do end up betting on the wrong horse. Suck it up, buttercup.
And again, it sometimes happens, and we have to reset. And sometimes bad things happen because the organization might restructure or whatever. It happens. But build bridges, diversify.
In the meantime,
keep
calm and carry on. Have a good one, guys.